lymphatic system and immunity. This is the first part of this chapter 22. And so again, the basic structure of the lymphatic system is that it consists of vessels, tissues, organs, and lymph, which is the actual fluid. So we'll go through these little by little. And before we do that, we'll just quickly talk about the function of the lymphatic system. And it is all about producing, maintaining, and distributing lymphocytes for the immune response to deal with such conditions as diseases and cancer. It is important in removing bacteria and debris from the lymph, which is the tissue fluid that flows in. It's actually, lymph is different than blood, and we'll talk about that in a little bit. But it is it begins by tissue fluid coming into the lymphatic blood vessels from the tissues. Then we'd have to talk about how, again, so I've just mentioned that this interstitial fluid, which is tissue fluid, and proteins will come from your tissues and go into the lymphatic system, and then the lymphatic system will return it to your blood. So the lymphatic system is a very important connector between your tissues and your blood to restore the fluids and proteins that were lost out of your blood into the tissues. And it also carries hormones, nutrients, and waste products. And very importantly, the last thing is that it transports fats that are absorbed by your intestines, and it again dumps them into the blood by a particular vessel called lacteals that are found in your GI tract. So we'll learn about those a little bit later in the gastrointestinal tract. So if we talk about lymphatic vessels and their structure, we mainly are dealing with the lymphatic capillaries, which are also called terminal lymphatics, and these are present. These are the smallest little vessels. They're present in most vascular tissues of the body, and they are they're actually blind pockets. They have thinner walls. They're more permeable than blood capillaries. They're lined with endothelial cells. They have valves, and you don't find them in the cornea, the bone marrow, and the CNS, but they're in all other tissues. And then slightly bigger vessels are called the small lymphatic vessels. So this is just an image showing you the little blind pouches, showing you the lymphatic capillaries here. They're blind end. They don't connect. They just pick up fluid from the tissues. They're right next to your arterioles and capillaries. They're right in there in the tissues, and the fluid will go in right into the little, and they enter into the little spaces between the endothelial cells, and then it will begin to flow in this direction. So the fluid flows into those little lymphatic capillaries. Then the next bigger thing would be small lymphatic vessels, and again, they're also right in that general area of the arterioles and venules. They collect the lymph from the lymphatic capillaries. They have more valves than veins, and they have 3 layers, similar to veins, but thinner walled. Again, a blow up of the lymphatic capillary, showing how the tissue fluid will go in, kind of sneak in between the little endothelial cells, and then it begins to flow into these other larger lymphatics. That's just a little opening going to a larger lymphatic vessel. There's a lymphocyte in there. Okay, so this is just showing you how that works, and there's a little capillary, a blood capillary next door. So again, we see the flow in the lymphatic. Usually those are kind of depicted as green, and the fluid is flowing this way through the little valve, and then if the fluid were trying to flow backwards, it's going to come up against those valves. It will not be able to go any further backwards, so it prevents backflow. So again, we know what an artery looks like with its very thick tunica media and there's a vein, a thinner tunica media, and then we have our lymphatic vessel that is, again, thinner walled. This must be actually, because it's not showing you any true layers, this is probably a lymphatic capillary, or again, a very small vessel. But yeah, I'm not sure why it's not showing, but whatever. It's only showing, to me, it looks like one layer there. So the larger lymphatic vessels, as we move up in size, are, we have two main ones, and these are the major lymph collecting vessels, and the right lymphatic duct is an important one. It collects lymph from the right side of the body above the diaphragm, or superior to the diaphragm. And then the other major vessel is the thoracic duct, and it collects lymph from everywhere else. So let's look at the diagram. So if we look at a person here, this pale green area shows the drainage area of the right lymphatic duct. If you look at this image, this picture here, it's showing you the right lymphatic duct here, which is a tube, and it's hard to see exactly where it dumps in, but most likely it's dumping into the area of the right subclavian vein. Okay, so this part from here to here is drained, so the right arm, right side of the head, the right upper part of the torso here is drained by the right lymphatic duct, and then all the rest of this dark green area is handled by the thoracic duct. And you can see the thoracic duct is actually travels all the way up here, and I can't see if it shows you. The thoracic duct is coming up. It's this green thing, and it comes all the way up, and then it's going to dump in right here, and it shows you the little picture here showing you the thoracic duct dumping in to the left subclavian vein. So that's where it comes, but it actually travels from way up from down below here, collecting lymph from all of this area underneath. Okay, so let's just, see where we go here. And we have some pathologies or clinical conditions resulting from problems with the lymphatics. One of them is called lymphedema, and it is just an obstruction or a blockage or damage of some sort to the lymphatic system in various parts of the body. Problems with the lymphatics, damage or abnormal structure, and preventing proper drainage of lymph. A condition called elephantiasis is lymphedema caused by a parasite, a condition called filariasis. Filaria, this means worms actually invade the lymphatic system and will cause blockage. So a picture of lymphedema, this is a diagram. This is showing you that there is damage to the lymphatic system, and showing you what it really looks like in a person with a normal, this person has a normal left leg and lymphedema in the right leg. So this is a pretty serious condition. Okay, that brings us, that's the end. The next video will pick this up. Please note that the following videos were actually made last year. I made them on a snow day where we missed a lot of lecture because of snow, and so if you hear me say, do it, or whatever, this is because of Monday's lecture or something, or else just don't pay attention to that, because that is from last year. So thank you very much. I hope this helped.